Hello, Sagittarius. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot, and this is going to be your August monthly overview video where I pull, it's a general message, and I pull 3 rows of cards. The first row is going to be how you're feeling and thinking in the month of August on a conscious level. That middle row will be your subconscious, what you're feeling and thinking at the subconscious level, and how that all comes together and manifests into your reality and what you see in your world around you in the month of August. So it's kind of like the outcome sort of thing. So let's go ahead. Then I also pull 3 cards at the end, any final messages from the universe. And as well, I've been adding a oracle card from the Secret Language of Light. And I've been reading that straight from the book because I so far every single one has tied in perfectly with the reading. So I'm loving the synchronicity that that's providing. So right out the gate, you have the Mother card. So I'm really getting an Empress energy off of this. Creativity, nurturing creativity. If you have children in your life, of course, you see that mother there taking care of, spending quality time with people that you care about. That's what I think, Sagittarius, your month of August is going to be spending time with people you care about. That's what I'm really picking up on for you. And so the 8 of Swords, so that's up in our head about something that we're overthinking, that we're really overthinking about. And then the King of Swords. So something you're trying to get an answer on. Something that you can take actionable action on. Which is, you're really overthinking this. Because you want the answer. You want the truth. So that you can just move forward. You can move forward and be happy in some context in your life. So I need to pull the emoji card. Let's pull an emoji card for you real quick. I know these are kind of silly, but it does help me, and I think they're cute, and it does help me with the reading. Believe it or not, it actually helps gauge your feelings and emotions quite a bit for me. So one of the things that I'm really seeing right now is, and this is just really, for me, is really tying into that frustration of overthinking, overanalyzing something, really thinking something over and over again in your mind. And I'm almost feeling like this web, interesting enough, Sagittarius, I'm feeling a web of deception. So, because I'm seeing this web, the spider web. I don't know if you see it on that card, but I'm seeing being drawn to that spider web on that card. So like a web of deception. And I think you're trying to see the light and see the truth in a situation so that you can move forward. I almost feel too that, yeah, I just feel like you're trying to gain clarity so that you can move forward on a situation. That's what I'm really picking up on. Like you're really feeling like there's something that's just not right. There's something that is just kind of eating at you because you're just not sure of a situation. There's just like, I'm feeling like, that pit, when you get that pit in your stomach, in the bottom of your stomach, like something's off or something's wrong and you just can't put your finger on it. And this is like, you just kind of going round and round, that there's something there that you're just not seeing, and you're really trying to find the truth of the matter. And because you're wanting to move forward on it, and that's what you're really focused on, is how do I move past this? How to, just trying to figure out something, really just getting this, what's the truth here? What's being hidden from me I'm not seeing? And then we have, this is an interesting card. I haven't seen this. This is a sacred geometry deck that I use for your subconscious self. So this is your subconscious self, and this is number 30, Mountain Messengers. So I really, not only am I being drawn to I'm going to say this is a panther here, a big cat, but a panther that, because there are some panthers that live in more kind of a rocky terrain. So I'm picking up that predator instinct of trying to, kind of dive in and get to the heart of the matter, of something, like really trying to get the answers. And I think that this is something like I'm really picking up on, like, ancestors. Like, you see these faces in this card in these mountains. So it's like time, your ancestors, your lineage, that because it takes mountains forever to form. They're there forever. They're there for generations upon generations. So it's generations, like lifelong, something that really ties back. I think that this is something, that ties back maybe even on your maternal side, because with this mother coming out, this is, and this could be, somebody in your mother's line also that's an ancestor that is trying to help you at this time. I'm picking that up, but I'm also picking up that there might be whatever this is that you're trying to, that's like you're trying to gain some intuitive knowledge about, because there's something that is eating at you, nagging at you, Sagittarius, that you just can't put your finger on, and you're trying to get past the cobwebs, clear out the cobwebs, and discover the truth, that you can move forward, something that you can take care of. Give me just a second there. That's my cat's automatic feeder. I always forget when it's this time of day. I forget that when I'm doing my reading, so I apologize for that. But I keep getting drawn to this butterfly, which is like transformational energy. It's like a signal of almost like an awakening that that is trying to happen for you, trying to occur, but there's still like that missing link, that missing piece. There's still something, Sagittarius, you're just, in your gut that you're not seeing. There's something that you don't understand, and you're trying. That's why this Eight of Swords here is, you're kind of just trying to get past the cobwebs, to clear the cobwebs, to expose the truth, so that you can move forward. And I think it has something to do with something that may have been a generational trauma. It might be something that's passed down through your lineage that you're trying to heal. That generational trauma is what I'm getting, Sagittarius, for you. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get your cards for your subconscious self and see what comes through here. And this doesn't surprise me, since we have in August, we have the Lion's Gate, the 8/8 portal, and it's supposed to be pretty potent this year. So I have a feeling that this is going to correspond to that. There's something that you're trying to heal at this time, and I think that this month is going to be key for that. So you have the Queen of Pentacles coming out first here in your soul, your subconscious self, followed by the World. So there's that cycle ending. I said I felt like this was a generational trauma that might be trying to be healed. And that it's something that needs to change. And then we have Judgment. So there's the Judgment card coming out, and you have to pass judgment to get to the World. So so this is your subconscious, your soul level. So your soul is really at this place of undergoing judgment, and I think that that you feel this at a very deep level, which is why, like I said, you feel in your gut, because I'm feeling that, like, not in the pit of your stomach, like when you feel like there's something you just are not, you can feel it, but you don't know what it is. You're trying to figure it out, and so I think that your intuition is really telling you, what you need to do. And I think your ancestors, especially with this card, your ancestors are trying to help you out to heal this, to figure it out, because this is something that's a generational trauma that has been passed down in your line. I think on your mother, I'm definitely feeling, with that mother energy, that it's maternal, of course, that it's on the maternal side of the family, that's been a reoccurring thing. How we learn from our parents, and when we're brought into this world, our parents are the primary people that we learn from, or we learn our beliefs and values and traditions from. They're the ones that set the example for us from a very early age. And so we take on some of those same burdens and same beliefs and same values that our parents do. And we see this over and over again, where, kids tend to mimic or act or believe the same in certain ways, the same way as their parents in certain aspects of their life. And so I think that's what's happened, is it's something that, there's something you can look back on and say, my mother has done this, I've done this, my mother has done this, my grandmother's done this, or somebody on that side of the family, we've always done this. And we've always had this pattern that keeps happening to each of us, to each of these women, to each of somebody on that mother side of the tree, that it seems like this repeating pattern. And I think that's how you're going to figure out what to pinpoint this, is if you see a pattern like that that's happened to many people in your family tree, generation after generation, the same kind of thing happens. And I'll give you an example of this. In my family, the women tend to have the same kind of experience over and over again when it comes to their first partners, spouses in their lives. My grandmother, my mother, myself and my daughter have all tended to marry, our first marriages tend to almost play out in the same way, because we have learned the same things from, those behavior patterns. And so it keeps trickling down generation after generation. So it's something like that is occurring for you, Sagittarius, that, that you're trying to heal. You're trying to break that cycle. And I think that you're in that moment now of trying to gain that truth, to break that cycle. And your soul is trying to tell you what it is. You're trying to pass judgment. Your soul is wanting this to be broken. With this judgment coming out, it's trying to give you the insight that you need to break this. You feel it. You're feeling it with this. That there's something, but you just can't put your finger on it quite yet. And I think that you're getting there. And I think on the backside of this is what, this is going to bring about your abundance. When you pass judgment and the new cycle begins, it's going to free up and bring abundance into your life in some way. And abundance can be so many different things in our lives. It can be, it doesn't have to be financially, because we can be abundant in our career, or in just our family, the people we have around us, our friends. There's so many different ways abundance can show up for us, that it doesn't necessarily have to be wealthy financial abundance. There's so many different types of abundance. So we're moving on now to your to what you're manifesting in your 3D reality. So this is kind of like the outcome. It's how everything ties together to show us what you're manifesting based on what you're feeling and experiencing here, both on the subconscious and conscious level. So we have 32, and we have Magic Prayer as your oracle card there to start this off. And I'm really picking up, this is just that, you trying to gain that insight. I'm really picking up, this is a need to maybe take some time to really, I hate to say it, with you're already kind of overthinking something to gain clarity, but I'm really thinking you need to disconnect for a moment from that overthinking. You might be thinking about it too obsessively, and there's a need I'm really picking up there might be a need to just breathe and take a break from thinking about this, because I think once you divert your energy off and not focus on this so obsessively of trying to figure out the solution on your own, once you divert your energy to something else, the answers are going to come. Your intuition is trying to tell you, it's trying to help you, and your ancestors, they're trying to help you out in the situation. But I think you're so focused on the situation, you're missing something. And so it's time to take a break and breathe and try and distract yourself or divert yourself from this narrow focus on this subject. So that, because if you've ever been like put on the spot to try and think about something, like somebody says, okay, name that song, or give me these lyrics, or this, tell me, this line from this movie, like when you're put on the spot, sometimes you can't when you're really trying hard to remember it, you're like, I know that. And you're trying so hard to remember it and recall it, and you can't for the life of you. But the moment that you distract yourself with something else and you're not thinking about it, that's when the answer comes. And that's kind of the situation here, Sagittarius. It's telling me that moment when you stop trying to figure it out, when you distract yourself with something else, the answer is going to come to you. And so this is just, it's showing that you have this, that you're having this kind of imbalance here of kind of going back and forth. This is the going back, the Two of Pentacles. It's going back and forth. It's tossing the situation, tossing and turning it in every different direction, looking at it from every angle. And this is the new beginning that is going to occur, once you pass the world. This is where you're trying to get to, with, once you have that clarity and the new cycle begins. This is the new beginning after the new cycle begins. So once you pass judgment and you get the truth, the answer that you need, it's going to lead to this new beginning that you're looking for. This new lease on life almost. And then, the Queen of Swords knows what she needs to do. Same with the King of Swords. The Queen of Swords, knows, like, she's the strategist. She's the one that is really strategizing and seeing what the truth is, seeing the truth for what it is, and getting to the heart of the matter. So this is that getting to the heart of the matter so that you can take action as that king, is what I'm seeing here. So it looks like for the month of August, I think that there is the possibility of breaking this cycle. I'm seeing that there is that possibility. Let's see what the final cards have to say. So moving closer, you might not be quite there yet, but it does look like there is the possibility that this could happen in the month of August with this Ace of Cups being here and this new beginning, this could happen. I know that it's definitely your desire to do so and to move past this in the month of August, or at least your soul is trying to help you, finish this and move past it. And okay, so we have a Tower moment there. And I'm honestly not surprised, because with this obsessive overthinking, I think that's just like, sometimes, when we break cycles, that kind of has to happen sometimes, that the Tower has to crumble for new beginnings to happen, because the Tower is this bolt of lightning can be, it can be an epiphany moment. It can be that strike of lightning that can be from your intuition. We have the high priest here, but I really feel like this is around something with the high priest being here, that this is around something, one of those fundamental values and core beliefs that you've had since childhood. Like I said, I really feel like this is something that has been passed down generation after generation, that you have learned from your parents, and they learned from their parents, and you guys have done things the same way over and over again. Every generation, you've been taught the same way, and so you've done things in the same way, which has led to the same results. And so that needs to crumble. That value and belief system, whatever that is, that's holding you back and keeping you from having the abundance that you're looking for, that needs to break down. That's what this tower is here to signify. That needs to break down, so that you can set your sights on these new horizons and look out, and start looking in the future for your ships to come in, for you to get the abundance that you're looking for, Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and finish this up with one of these secret language of light oracle cards. I am reading the message from the book on these. So far they've really tied in with the way these readings have come through. So you have 35 light beings, and I already am feeling I can see how that's probably tying in, but let's go ahead and read what this says. So this is enlightened soul information. I said your soul is trying to tell you. It's your gut instinct. I said that there's definitely, your gut, your instincts are telling you there's something that, there's something off. There's something you need to change. And you can feel it down in your gut. You know that, and that's what's eating at you, because there's something you need to do differently. And you're trying to pinpoint this. This image depicts a light being. The term light being is used to describe a range of ethereal forms, including guides and angels. And we talked about your ancestors being here at this time, trying to guide you through this, because this is a generational trauma that's trying to be healed at this time, and broken down, to be transmuted at this time. They observe your life from a higher perspective so that they can see the most auspicious path for you to create your dreams and your desires. Sometimes your light beings may seem to take you down a path fraught with difficulty. However, everything happens for a reason. Just as we know a baby will eventually walk, you will also find your footing and attain your dreams. Isn't that interesting how you had kids in that card up there, Your light beings are not here to save you for the world. That would interfere with their ability to create unique paths and conclusions. They are the keepers of the faith that hold and stream your past, present, and future dreams and desires to your heart. Only you can decide what to do with that information. You can't get it wrong, for your light beings will just show you another way. So this is where it's trying to tell you, Sagittarius, that, as I said, that I think that it's time with this magic prayer. It was your, it's your ancestors, the people surrounding you are telling you that you need to, stop being so laser focused on finding the solution. Go ahead, take a deep breath. Take a break, distract yourself for a moment, and the answer will come. They're trying to give you the answer that you need, that you're seeking. I think that you're just getting in your own way from receiving it at this time, is what I'm really picking up on. So once you distract yourself and get out of the way where you can get, the answer will come to you. And so it's going to be different for every Sagittarius, whether this happens in the month of August or not. I think there's the potential for it happening. It just depends on how much you try to control the situation, use your free will to control the situation, or whether you allow your light beings that are surrounding you at this time, or your ancestors, to help you heal this that needs to be healed. It's really finding that peace for that for a brief time, finding peace and not obsessively thinking about it, that I think things will clear, the path will clear for you, and you'll understand the way forward. You'll get the insight that you're looking for, or trying to struggle with trying to find right now. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. If this message resonated with you, I would love to hear from you. Leave any comments you feel moved to leave in the comments down below, and hit that like button to let me know the message did resonate with you. And it also shares your energy with me for future readings. I'd also love to have you join me as part of my tribe, and all that requires is hitting that subscribe button down below. Once you subscribe, I do these readings once a month, these overview readings for each and every sign, and I also do 3 different types of readings each and every week that you can join in on as well. And once you're subscribed, you'll know when those are published. So I thank you so much if you took the time to watch this video all the way through in its entirety. I appreciate you so very much. I hope you have the best and wonderful month that you can have. Thank you once again. Joy, love, and light.